A man becomes obsessed with facts and events that thousands of people have misremembered. His obsession with the phenomenon causes him to question reality itself, believing it to be a symptom of something larger. Brandon, Claire and their daughter Emma are on vacation at the start of the story. They are having a good time together, but that is about to change dramatically. Emma tells her parents, while on a walk, that she is going to the water to catch snails. Claire agrees, but cautions her not to go too far. Emma starts playing in the mud, but her monkey doll falls into the water. Emma tries to get it, but drowns. Brandon and Claire are devastated at Emma's funeral as a result of this tragic event. Claire decides to try to forget Emma, accepting that her daughter will not return. Meanwhile, Brandon is still struggling with the loss, keeping Emma's room exactly as it was one day. He notices something odd in Emma's book, the title, which he thought was spelled differently, which perplexes him. That night when Brandon's brother-in-law Matt pays him a visit and brings up the book, asking for his thoughts on the strange change he noticed. Matt agrees with Brandon, recalling that the name of the Berenstein Bears book used to include an E rather than an in the word Berenstein. He is as surprised as Brandon to discover that the title of the book has changed. Brandon is intrigued by this discovery, so he searches it up on Google. He discovers that many other people remember the name of the book as well. Brandon continues his research and finds a girl who accurately describes this phenomenon. She discusses the Mandela Effect, which occurs when a large group of people remember something in a different way than how it actually happened. Some people mistakenly believe Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 1980s, when in fact he died in 2013. This type of memory discrepancy has been observed in several cases, and it is known as the Mandela Effect. The next morning, Brandon notices something strange that adds to his curiosity. He is taken aback when he sees a family photo on the fridge and recalls that it was taken in a different location than the photo depicts. He tried to discuss his concerns with Claire, but she was preoccupied with cooking. Brandon went outside to talk with Matt about his ideas. He expressed his belief in what he dubbed the Mandela Effect, claiming that many things around him had changed in ways that made no sense to him. Matt, on the other hand, dismissed Brandon's concerns as unfounded. He suggested that Brandon was having false memories, influenced by what he had read online, but Brandon insisted that his memories were true and began to wonder if he had somehow entered a parallel universe where things were subtly different. Brandon dove deeper into these theories. He discovered an article claiming that the Mandela Effect was caused primarily by an experiment conducted in 2008 with a Large Hadron Collider in Russia. According to the article, seeing Brandon so engrossed in these theories made people feel like they had stepped into a parallel universe. Claire became concerned. She suspected that his obsession was a coping mechanism for the death of their daughter Emma. She encouraged him to let go of Emma's memory and move on with his life. Brandon, on the other hand, persisted in seeking validation for his experiences, asking Claire if the Monopoly game's mascot on the cover was wearing glasses. Claire confirmed that she clearly recalls the mascot wearing glasses. Brandon revealed to Claire that contrary to her memory, the Monopoly game cover did not feature the mascot wearing glasses. He went on to say that the monkey doll they had now lacked a story, whereas Emma's monkey doll had one at the start of their story, which she used to cherish. Brandon used these inconsistencies to explain to Claire that they might be experiencing the Mandela Effect, which implies that they had unintentionally shifted into a parallel universe where Emma had died, despite the fact that she could still be alive in their original universe. When Claire heard Emma's name again, she became upset. She accused Brandon of failing to move on from Emma's death and becoming obsessed with internet theories. Despite Claire's frustration, Brandon remained adamant about his beliefs and increased his research. He discovered theories that the Mandela Effect could be caused by glitches in the space-time of multiple parallel universes, causing them to merge. These theories propose the existence of numerous parallel universes, each with slight differences from the others. For example, in one universe, Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 1980s, but in another universe, he lived until 2013, inspired by the possibility that Emma might still be alive in a different universe. Brandon became even more determined during his investigations when he came across the name Dr. Rowland, a theorist who believes that our world is a computer simulation, motivated by desperation. Brandon managed to locate Dr. Rowland's address and set out to meet him. Dr. Rowland was initially too busy to meet with Brandon, but persistent efforts eventually resulted in a meeting. During their conversation, Brandon shared his experiences and discussed his research into what he thought was a simulated world. Dr. Rowland confirmed Brandon's suspicions, explaining that, based on his own research, their universe was indeed a computer simulation, though the ultimate purpose remained unknown. He referred to everything in the world, including buildings, trees, plants, and other entities, as computer program components. The changes Brandon noticed, and attributed to the Mandela Effect, could be glitches or bugs in this simulation, as suggested by Dr. Rowland's explanations. Brandon wondered if it was possible to change the simulation, using script coding. Dr. Rowland clarified that such changes could not be made with any computer, prompting him to create a new quantum computer, with the help of his colleagues, over many years. Dr. Rowland then took Brandon to their university to show him the quantum computer. He explained that this machine, which had been built over years of hard work, had the potential to significantly alter the simulated world if they were able to code it correctly. After learning about the quantum computer and its capabilities, Brandon, a game developer, began working on coding, using his previous experience. He had a good understanding of coding, and dedicated days to researching and writing the necessary code. He finished his coding and fell asleep peacefully, after a long day of work. When Brandon wakes up, the next morning, to find his daughter Emma alive in his house, he witnesses a major turn of events. He is taken aback and perplexed by Emma's presence, given that she died several months ago. Claire's response is even more perplexing. She informs him that Emma never died, seeking additional confirmation. Brandon talks to Matt and the other people around him, and they all insist that Emma never died. This leads Brandon to believe that, due to a glitch, he has returned to his normal universe, where Emma has never died. Overjoyed, he spends time with Emma, feeling as if everything he lost has been restored. However, as the Joy Claire begins to behave strangely, she starts running around erratically, and breaking utensils, for no apparent reason. Brandon is taken aback when he learns that Dr. Rowland, whom he only met a few days ago, allegedly died months ago. This discrepancy persuades Brandon that the simulation theory is correct, and that the computer program in charge of their universe manipulated events, causing Emma to return to prevent him from changing the code. Brandon, exhausted and overwhelmed by these revelations, decides he must act despite concerns that running his code could potentially destroy and then restore their entire universe. He believes it is necessary for the health of his family. He takes the pen drive containing his code and sneaks into the university to access the quantum computer. Once Brandon runs his code on the quantum computer, immediate changes begin to ripple through his surroundings. As he rushes home, he notices that all the cars have vanished from the parking lot. He catches a bus and observes everyone, including the environment around him. As he approaches home, buildings and trees begin to glitch. He sees that Claire is glitching as well. His code is causing more and more changes, which quickly unravel the simulated environment, and cause everything around him to shut down and turn dark. The world around him vanishes in an instant, but after a brief period of total obliteration, code lines start to appear on the screen, signaling the reconstruction. Everything is restored, including planets, living things, and all of human history. The cosmos reboots at a particular time. Brandon and Claire are spending a calm day on the beach, with their daughter Emma. Emma is told by Claire to leave her monkey toy behind, when she asks to go play with the snail this time. Most notably, the monkey toy's tail alignment has been removed in the glitching world. The story ends here, with Emma having played safely and comfortably with the changes Brandon saw earlier, and that time she escaped a tragic end. Thanks for watching.